It was the day after Halloween, and my friends and I had decided to take on a dare that would test our courage. The challenge was simple, yet bone-chilling. Spent the night in the old cemetery at the edge of town. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an eerie glow over the landscape, I couldn't help but feel a sense of foreboding. The wind whispered through the trees, carrying with it a haunting melody that I remember vividly to this very day. But I had made a promise to myself and my friends, and I wasn't one to back down from a challenge. With overwhelming dread coursing through my veins, I made my way to the cemetery. The wrought iron gates creaked open as I pushed them aside, revealing a labyrinth of tombstones and mausoleums. The moon cast an ethereal glow over the scene, illuminating the names and dates etched into the cold headstones. As I ventured deeper into the graveyard, the air grew colder, and an ominous silence settled around me. Every step echoed through the stillness, amplifying my unease. Shadows danced among the graves, playing tricks on my mind, as if the spirits of the departed were watching, waiting. The sound of my own heartbeat filled my ears as I stumbled upon an old mausoleum. Its stone facade was weathered and worn, covered in moss and ivy. A dreadful shiver went down my spine as I pushed open the heavy iron door, revealing a pitch-black interior. Summoning all my courage, I stepped inside, my flashlight casting a feeble beam of light into the darkness. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and an oppressive heaviness weighed upon my chest. As I explored further, I noticed strange symbols etched into the walls, symbols that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. A sudden gust of wind extinguished my flashlight, plunging me into total darkness. Panic welled up within me as I fumbled for my phone, desperately trying to illuminate the tomb. But as the light flickered back to life, my blood ran cold. The walls of the mausoleum were no longer adorned with symbols, but with grotesque faces, twisted and contorted in agony. Their eyes seemed to follow me, their mouths open in silent screams. The air grew thick with a putrid stench, and I could hear whispers like a chorus of tortured souls. Fear gripped me, but I couldn't bring myself to flee. I had to see this dare through, no matter the cost. With trembling hands, I continued deeper into the mausoleum, my footsteps echoing through the chamber. In the heart of the tomb, I discovered a small, ornate coffin. It was unlike anything I'd ever seen before, adorned with intricate carvings, with jewels. Curiosity overcame my fear, and I reached out to touch it. As my fingers made contact with the coffin, a searing pain shot through my body. I recoiled in horror as the lid creaked open, revealing a sight that would forever haunt my nightmares. A skeletal figure emerged from the coffin, its bones rattling as it moved. Its empty eye sockets stared right into my very soul, and a hollow voice echoed through the chamber.
You have awakened me from my slumber. Now you shall suffer the consequences.
Terror consumed me as the specter lunged towards me, its bony fingers wrapping around my throat. I gasped for air, clawing at its grip, but it was futile. Darkness closed in around me as I felt my consciousness slip away. When I awoke, I found myself lying on the cold ground outside the mausoleum, the first rays of dawn casting a faint glow over the cemetery. My whole body ached, and a sense of dread lingered in the air. I stumbled to my feet, my mind clouded with confusion. Had it all been a nightmare, or had I truly encountered something supernatural within that cursed tomb? The memory of the skeletal figure haunted me, its warning etched into my mind. As I made my way home, I couldn't shake the feeling that something had changed within me. A darkness now resided within my soul, a darkness that hungered for more. As I looked back at the cemetery, I knew that my encounter had unleashed a malevolent force upon the world. From that day forward, I became a vessel for the spirits that dwelled in the shadows. Their whispers guided me towards those who dared to disturb their eternal slumber, and I would exact their vengeance upon the living. So if you ever find yourself near the old cemetery at night, heed my warning. Do not venture into the realm of the dead, for there are horrors beyond your wildest dreams. And if you dare to defy this cautionary tale, know that I will be waiting, ready to unleash the
darkness that now resides within me.